The unstoppable mindset is not loud. It does not announce itself every morning. It does not need to tell everyone that it is working hard. An unstoppable mindset is often quiet. It is the decision to keep moving forward on the days when nothing feels inspiring. It is the ability to continue working when progress is slow, when nobody is watching, and when your emotions are trying to convince you to stop. Most people think being unstoppable means never feeling tired, never doubting yourself, and never struggling. But that is not reality. Real strength is not the absence of struggle. Real strength is the ability to continue despite struggle. The strongest people are not those who never feel fear. They are the ones who feel fear and still take the next step. There was a period in my life when I was doing everything I thought was necessary, yet the results were not coming as quickly as I expected. I was waking up early, putting in effort, and trying to stay disciplined, but some days still felt heavy. There were moments when I questioned whether the work was worth it. In those moments, I learned something important. Motivation can start the journey, but mindset keeps the journey alive. An unstoppable mindset is built in ordinary moments. It is built when you choose to get out of bed, even though you want to stay comfortable. It is built when you complete a task, even though nobody will praise you for it. It is built when you return to your goals after a setback, instead of using the setback as an excuse to quit. These moments may seem small, but they are the moments that shape your character. Think about a river flowing toward the ocean. The river does not stop because a rock appears in its path. It adjusts. It moves around the obstacle. It keeps flowing. The obstacle may slow it down temporarily, but it does not change the river's direction. Your mindset should work the same way. Challenges will appear. Delays will happen. Plans will fail. But an unstoppable mindset does not allow obstacles to become permanent excuses. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting to feel ready before they take action. They wait for confidence, perfect conditions, and certainty. But confidence is often built after action, not before it. You become more capable by doing difficult things consistently. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your belief in your own ability. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you train your mind to trust your actions more than your excuses. The unstoppable mindset also requires honesty. You have to be honest about the habits that are holding you back, honest about the distractions that are stealing your focus, honest about the excuses that sound reasonable but produce no progress. Growth begins when you stop defending the patterns that are keeping you stuck. There is a difference between being busy and being committed. A busy person may fill their day with activity, but a committed person aligns their activity with their purpose. An unstoppable mindset is not about doing everything. It is about consistently doing the things that matter most. It is about focusing your energy on actions that move you closer to the person you want to become. When life becomes difficult, your mindset becomes your foundation. If your mindset is weak, every challenge feels like a reason to stop. If your mindset is strong, every challenge becomes a lesson, a test, or an opportunity to grow. This does not mean pretending that pain is easy. It means refusing to let pain define your future. I have seen people rise from situations that seemed impossible. They did not rise because they had perfect circumstances. They rose because they refused to let their circumstances become the final sentence of their life. They decided that their current situation would not determine their ultimate destination. That is the power of an unstoppable mindset. To develop this mindset, you must learn to control your inner conversation. The words you repeat to yourself matter. If you constantly tell yourself that you are incapable, unlucky, or permanently stuck, your mind will begin to believe those messages. But if you speak to yourself with honesty, responsibility, and hope, you create a healthier environment for growth. Say, I am learning. I am improving. I am becoming stronger through this process. Then support those words with action. Another key part of the unstoppable mindset is patience. Many people quit because they do not see immediate results. They plant the seed, water it for a few days, and then assume nothing is happening because the tree has not appeared yet. But growth often happens beneath the surface before it becomes visible. Your habits may be improving before your results show it. Your mindset may be strengthening before anyone else notices. Keep working. Keep improving. Keep trusting the process. An unstoppable mindset also understands the value of discipline. Discipline is what keeps you moving when motivation fades. It is the ability to do what needs to be done even when you do not feel like doing it. Discipline is not punishment. It is freedom. It frees you from being controlled by temporary emotions. It gives you the ability to make decisions based on your long-term goals instead of your short-term comfort. Do not confuse being unstoppable with never resting. Rest is necessary. Recovery is necessary. Reflection is necessary. But there is a difference between resting to recover and quitting because the journey feels difficult. An unstoppable person knows when to pause, but they do not abandon their purpose. They rest, recover, and return to the work with renewed focus. Every day, you have a choice. You can let your circumstances control your mindset, or you can let your mindset influence how you respond to your circumstances. You can choose to complain, or you can choose to adapt. You can choose to make excuses, or you can choose to take responsibility. You can choose to stay where you are, or you can choose to keep moving toward growth. The unstoppable mindset is not built in one dramatic moment. It is built through repeated decisions. It is built when you keep showing up. It is built when you keep learning. It is built when you keep improving, even when the progress is slow. It is built when you refuse to let temporary setbacks become permanent limitations. One day, you will look back and realize that your greatest breakthroughs did not come from moments when everything was easy. They came from moments when you chose to continue despite difficulty. They came from moments when you believed in your future even when the evidence was not yet visible. They came from moments when you decided that quitting was no longer an option. So develop an unstoppable mindset, not a mindset that pretends life is easy, but a mindset that refuses to be defeated by difficulty. Not a mindset that never feels fear, but a mindset that moves forward despite fear. Not a mindset that expects instant success, but a mindset that remains committed to consistent growth. Your obstacles are real. Your struggles are real. Your setbacks are real, but your ability to rise, adapt, learn, and continue is real too. Do not underestimate what can happen when you combine purpose with discipline, patience with action, and belief with consistent effort. The unstoppable mindset is already within you. It appears every time you choose growth over comfort. It appears every time you take responsibility for your life. It appears every time you return to your goals after a setback. Strengthen that mindset daily. Feed it with discipline. Protect it from negativity. Challenge it with meaningful goals. And when the next obstacle appears, do not ask yourself whether the path is easy. Ask yourself whether the path is worth continuing. If the answer is yes, then keep moving. Keep learning. Keep adapting. Keep growing. Because an unstoppable mindset is not about never facing obstacles. It is about refusing to let obstacles stop the person you are becoming. And once you understand that obstacles are part of the journey, not the end of it, your perspective begins to change. You stop seeing every setback as proof that you are failing. Instead, you start seeing setbacks as opportunities to strengthen the very mindset that will carry you through future challenges. This is where the unstoppable mindset separates itself from ordinary thinking. Ordinary thinking asks, why is this happening to me? An unstoppable mindset asks, what can this teach me? Life has a way of testing your commitment. It will test whether your goals are simply wishes or whether they are convictions. It will test whether you are willing to continue when the excitement fades and the work becomes repetitive. Anyone can feel motivated at the beginning of a new journey. The real challenge comes when the results are slow, the path is uncertain, and the reward is not immediately visible. In those moments, your mindset becomes more important than your emotions. Think about a mountain climber ascending toward the summit. The climber does not reach the top in a single leap. The climb is made one step at a time. Some steps are easy. Some steps are exhausting. There may be steep sections, harsh weather, and moments when turning back feels tempting. But the climber continues because the destination is worth the effort. Your goals are no different. They require patience, endurance, and the willingness to keep taking the next step even when the summit is not yet visible. An unstoppable mindset also requires self-control. You cannot allow every temporary feeling to dictate your actions. There will be days when you feel tired, discouraged, or distracted. There will be moments when comfort seems more appealing than discipline. But if you allow your emotions to control your decisions, your progress will always be unstable. Self-control means choosing actions that align with your long-term vision, even when your short-term emotions are pulling you in another direction. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is the habit of returning. Return to your goals after a setback. Return to your routine after a difficult day. Return to your discipline after a moment of weakness. Return to your purpose when distractions try to pull you away. Many people fail not because they make mistakes, but because they stop returning to the path after they make mistakes. An unstoppable mindset understands that falling down is not the end. Staying down is the real danger. There was a time when I faced repeated disappointments and began to question whether my effort was making a difference. I had invested time, energy, and discipline, yet the results were not appearing as quickly as I had hoped. In that season, I learned a lesson that changed my perspective. Progress is not always visible while it is happening. Sometimes growth is taking place beneath the surface. Sometimes you are becoming stronger before the results become obvious. Sometimes the greatest transformation is happening inside your character long before it appears in your circumstances. This is why patience is such an important part of the unstoppable mindset. Patience is not passive waiting. It is active endurance. It is continuing to do the right work while trusting that consistent effort will eventually produce results. A farmer does not plant seeds and expect a harvest the next morning. The farmer prepares the soil, plants the seed, waters it, protects it, endures through the growing season. In the same way, your goals require preparation, effort, consistency, and time. Another key part of the unstoppable mindset is responsibility. It is easy to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck when things do not go as planned. But blame keeps you powerless because it places control outside of yourself. Responsibility gives you power because it asks, what can I do now? Even when you cannot control a situation, you can control your response. You can control your attitude, your effort, your habits, and your willingness to keep learning. An unstoppable mindset also understands the importance of resilience. Resilience is not pretending that pain does not exist. Resilience is feeling the pain and continuing to move forward anyway. It is allowing yourself to acknowledge disappointment without allowing disappointment to define your future. It is understanding that difficult seasons are temporary, but the lessons learned during those seasons can strengthen you for a lifetime. As you develop this mindset, pay attention to the people and influences around you. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage growth, discipline, and accountability. Consume information that strengthens your mind instead of filling it with negativity and for distraction. Your environment has a powerful influence on your mindset. If you constantly surround yourself with excuses, you may begin to think excuses are normal. If you surround yourself with growth-oriented people and ideas, you will be more likely to adopt the habits and attitudes that support progress. The unstoppable mindset is also built through daily habits. Big goals are achieved through small actions repeated consistently. Read a few pages each day. Exercise regularly. Practice your skills. Plan your time. Reflect on your progress. Keep your promises to yourself. These habits may seem ordinary, but they create extraordinary results over time. The person you become is shaped by what you repeatedly do, not by what you occasionally intend to do. Do not underestimate the power of small wins. Every completed task, every disciplined choice, every moment you resist distraction, and every time you choose growth over comfort is evidence that you are becoming stronger. Small wins build momentum. They build confidence. They remind you that progress is possible. And momentum is powerful because once you begin moving forward consistently, it becomes easier to keep moving forward. There will be moments when your mindset is challenged by criticism. Some people may not understand your goals. Some may doubt your abilities. Some may project their own limitations onto you. In those moments, remember that criticism does not determine your potential. Your response to criticism determines whether it becomes a barrier or a source of motivation. Listen to constructive feedback. Learn from what is useful and continue moving toward your purpose. An unstoppable mindset is not about becoming arrogant or pretending that you have all the sound answers. It is about becoming committed to growth. It is about remaining teachable, adaptable, and willing to improve. The strongest people are often the ones who continue learning, continue adjusting, and continue refining their approach even after they have achieved success. One day, you will look back and realize that the obstacles you once feared were the very things that strengthened your mindset. The setbacks taught you resilience. The delays taught you patience. The failures taught you wisdom. The difficult seasons taught you discipline. And the moments when you wanted to quit taught you how powerful you become when you decide to keep going. So continue building the unstoppable mindset. Continue choosing discipline over comfort. Continue choosing responsibility over blame. Continue choosing growth over excuses. Continue returning to your goals after every setback. The journey may not always be easy, but it will be worth it. Every challenge you face is preparing you for greater strength, greater wisdom, and greater opportunities ahead. And when you encounter the next obstacle, remember this. You do not need to have everything figured out to keep moving forward. You only need the courage to take the next step. Keep learning, keep adapting, keep improving. Keep believing that your consistent effort is shaping a stronger future. Because an unstoppable mindset is not about being fearless. It is about being committed enough to continue even when fear, doubt, and difficulty are present. Your future is not built by one perfect moment. It is built by repeated moments of courage, discipline, patience, and persistence. Strengthen those qualities daily. Protect your mindset from negativity. Feed it with purpose. Challenge it with meaningful goals. And never forget that the person you are becoming is stronger than the obstacles standing in your way.